just to give you a brief overview, I can talk about this later if anyone has any questions, but some of the work that we've been doing in our Student Diversity Council is developing a clinical health disparities curriculum for students to participate in health disparities lectures throughout every one of their core clinical rotations. We are working on developing a trauma protocol. We have mini grants dedicated to student mental health and wellness, as well as reviewing through M1 exam questions for cultural sensitivity. So if you're interested in any of those, feel free to ask a question, or you can privately message me. I'm so excited to see you here, and it's great to be on this panel.
Thanks, Kirti. And I'm similarly excited to welcome all of you. My name is Raj Mangrulkar, or Dean Raj, as many people call me, and you heard a lot about what I do at the opening session. I have to say, I am so inspired by our Student Diversity Council. It is something that has taken years in evolution, and it just keeps getting better and better every year. And this year, they're just doing truly amazing things. So I'm so grateful to Kirti and to Erica and others who really serve as really partners with us. In my role, I mean, I'm so inspired to do this work. This is the reason why I do medical education, is to improve the health for our patients that need the most help, and to help our learners learn how to do that. And sort of the areas that I provide a lot of oversight to, a number of different areas. The areas where I get really into the weeds is in a lot of different curricular areas, like our Global Health and Disparities Path of Excellence, our first Path of Excellence we started 10 years ago that helps our patients in the communities, both in the international and domestic setting. It is still our most popular scholarly concentration here. And also the work that we're now doing in our Anti-Racism Oversight Committee across Michigan Medicine. So this isn't just a medical school initiative, but all of Michigan Medicine is now coming together to help us improve education, improve clinical care in our different underserved sites, to eliminate race-based calculations from our clinical work. We're almost halfway done in just a few short months, and really work on allyship and improving culture and improving dialogue. These are all different subcommittees of this large group, and this large group was inspired by our medical students. So just imagine that, an entire institution like Michigan Medicine with 30,000 employees, faculty, staff, and learners and residents doing this work because our students came forward and said, we need to do better. And I think that's what we do here at Michigan, is we surface things and then discuss them, and then we problem solve together. It's not just one group that is responsible. We're all responsible, and that's really amazing things that I get to see. So I'm happy to answer questions about any of those or any other aspects of our medical education program that relates to this. So welcome to you all.
Any advice you have for students who want to get involved with these types of initiatives on campus, or just in our communities at large?
So there are so many ways to be involved with really any organization you want to be involved in, but specifically with regards to DEI and medical education, our Student Diversity Council is essentially, it's an overview, and it houses all other organizations on campus that are doing DEI work. So for instance, our United Asian American Medical Student Association and our Black Medical Student Association, all of these organizations are under the umbrella of Student Diversity Council. We have over 30 plus organizations. So if there's any work that you're interested in and you have an idea, you can bring it to our Student Diversity Council, and we can connect you with the people who are probably already engaging in that work, or help you support that work in whatever way you need. And one of the great things about our council is that we've received a number of funds actually within the last year that allow us to support you financially in doing this work. We're working on providing our students with stipends, for instance, who are involved in our health disparities curriculum, and just sponsoring people, because DEI work is so important, and it's important that it also just gets recognized and it's valued, and that you're getting reimbursed for your time in doing that work. So we can definitely find ways for you to be connected with the organizations and projects. One of the things that we do in our Student Diversity Council is we send out a monthly newsletter. We're just preparing right now to send out our April newsletter, and that sort of guides people through and shows them what are the different projects we have going on. So we have 3 pillars: education, activism, and outreach. And each of these pillars, there's at least like 5 to 6 projects that are ongoing that students can sign up for any quarter, any semester that they're available to. And then we are working on providing stipends. And so that's a wonderful way to find out the work that we're doing. And we provide contact information to anyone you want to reach out to.
That's great, Kirti. My advice is really mainly 2 observations I've had of how our students work in this space. The first is these student organizations are truly remarkable. They're remarkable not only for the students that are in it and the work that they do and the faculty mentoring that happens, but they're actually different than it used to be 6, 7, 8 years ago. 6, 7, 8 years ago, students would get really involved in student organizations in the first and second year, and then it would stop because you get to the clinical years in your third year, and then you're so busy. And then in the fourth year, you're just getting your residency. And we would be with these student orgs, and it would just be M1s and M2s. As we made this pivot, one of the concerns was it only going to be M1s getting involved? But we started highlighting that, the 3s and 4s can start to get re-involved in student organizations, and now it is just flourishing. You get mentorship from peers now in these student orgs, from students who are in the clinical setting. And that is, I think, rather unique about how our student orgs have evolved over years. The second thing I would say about our student orgs is, if you're going to join one, be ready to act. Not just words. This isn't about, I want to express my opinions. This is about rolling up your sleeves and doing what is very hard work. The work of social justice, the work of improving health determinants is not smooth. There are people we need to convince. There are resources that are scarce. And yet our students love rolling up their sleeves and doing that work with us. And that's what's just incredible. So if you've got the inspiration, just get ready to sweat. Find a student org and we will go.
I love that. Students are always like, if you're willing to do the work, administration is always there and receptive and there to make changes and hear your voice. And they really care. Like, if you see issues, you say what they are, and they will be addressed. So yeah, I totally agree with that. How do you guys think is the best way to like balance your work and your school life with these passions, and how do you make it all work?
Kirti?
Yeah, definitely. So I was saying earlier in another group that I think that in the 4 years now that I'm leaving Michigan, I have slowly, gradually learned how to have more of a work-life balance. And I know that it will continue to grow and adapt in residency. But for me, I think, Dean Raj and I were saying this earlier, that a lot of the work that students do here in our student community is just so fulfilling, and it's very engaging. We feel like we're actually making a difference because we can see that we're making a difference, whether it's within our fellow classmates, whether it's within our patients in the preclinical or the clinical space. I think that just knowing that the work that we do with regards to DER or with regards to anti-racism or health disparities or anything like that, the social justice work is so meaningful, and it really inspires people. And everyone you meet with, I cannot emphasize this enough, but every person that you meet here at Michigan is going to be passionate about something. And I think that, and everyone has that one niche or a couple of niches that you just know that they love med ed, or that person loves DEI or anything like that. And so I think that like that itself is sustaining to me. And I know in the future that will be sustaining. That's what reduces burnout, as Dean Raj had mentioned earlier, is having that other piece of, this is what keeps me well and alive and happy, and this is what's going to sustain me, not just for medical school, but I think actually probably for years to come. And so I think just being able to identify that. I was also talking about how outside of the medical school community, I love engaging with Ann Arbor. I've been here for 9 years now. So everything from the farmer's market to going on a run or a walk in the Arb or Argo, you're going to find people who love to run with you, or who love to go biking with you, or cooking with you, anything like that. There's people here who have lots of different interests. So it's really the community here that's amazing. It's truly a family.
No one's coming to medical school thinking they're not going to work hard. No one's entering this profession thinking they're not going to work hard. You want to do meaningful work. That's what sustains you. Find out why. What is your why? So much of education is focused on how and what, but what we try to do at Michigan is help you find your why through passion projects, Capstone for Impact, leadership training, paths of excellence. These are the things that will sustain you in your profession. And then you can also learn how to cook and bike and do all sorts of things as well. So wonderful to meet all of you guys, and go Blue.